In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Oh, hi, welcome. How are you? Jesus, welcome to the program. It's a goddamn windstorm out here. We had a 45-degree day, which in Minnesota in December is like 110 in a nice place. Some snow melted, some ice melted. It was really, really great. And then because Spectrum is and you know, I'm a guy who usually defends Spectrum. You know, a lot of people complain about it. And I'm like, I haven't had that many problems. Like, it hasn't been a real big deal having Spectrum. Today, I'm pissed at Spectrum. Now, they did say that we would be out until 9 o'clock. And it's 7:18. So we did, you know, we're going to get to do something. We're going to do about an hour and 10 minutes tonight. We're going to go to 8:30 like we typically do. Obviously, we're not going to ask for anything for tonight. Let's unpin that. There we go. We're not going to ask for money. I mean, we can't sit here and come in 45 minutes late and ask for money. Look, anything you guys throw at the toe, it'll count towards the memberships and all that stuff. And then, I don't know, we'll supplement tonight's loss, or this morning's loss, which, by the way, only ended up being $90. I was very pleasant at that. Nice little late rally and whatnot. We ended up missing by 90 this morning, which, you know, look, I got to stop. I got to learn when to run my mouth and when not to run my mouth. I made the announcement yesterday. Hey, it's the first time that Steel Toe has had back-to-back profitable years. We've brought in more than we've paid out, which means we got to go buy shit. And probably Christmas week, I think, maybe go goalless. Those might be the ideas. But I run my mouth, and then we take a $90 kick in the shitter, and then the internet goes out for tonight, so I can't possibly ask for a dime from the audience. I was thinking about maybe going on for an hour and 10 minutes and going Rumble Friday. But I'm like, I got shit ready to go. I've got a show prepared. We can talk about it. And also, if we go Rumble Friday, I'm not going to get out of here in an hour 10 because they like to get a little fucking goofy when we go with those rolls. So it's nice to not need the money. It's nice that a $90 miss is more of a competitive thing. I will say this in the comment section. It doesn't matter. Like, if we hit goals, people that don't like us cope and get mad. When we don't hit goals, they get mad and start coping. I took it in stride this morning. I'm like, well, you know, we took one in the shitter. What are you going to do? Thank God we're in a position where you can have some misses. Like I said this morning, it's really more of a competitive thing. I want to win. That's the winning number. I want to win. I don't win. I'm a sore loser. Today, I took it like a champ. And, of course, it wasn't good enough that we took an L. They had to get mad that I took it like a champ. Yeah, you're just using reverse psychology. And I'm like, no, reverse psychology would be me going, hey, audience, they would get really mad if you gifted like 10 memberships right now or threw $100 at PayPal or Venmo. Everyone would get so mad if you did that. Oh my God, it would be the worst thing in the world. So whatever you do, do not do that. That would be terrible. That would be reverse psychology. And it won't work. I'll show. See, my audience is too smart for reverse psychology. They would never just throw a bunch of money at the show, especially after being 45 minutes late, just because I said not to. See, that would also be reverse psychology. What today was just us going, hey, you know what? Let's just thank our lucky stars that we put ourselves in a position where we can afford to take an L here and there. I mean, look, like I said, sore loser. Let's not make it a habit, but thank you guys very much for being incredibly supportive, if you will. My lost interest says, Aaron, here's a little something in case I don't make it back. Uh-oh, that's fucking ominous. Thank you for the gifted membership. I appreciate that. Yeah, anything that comes in tonight, I'm just going to count it towards this morning. And we'll get back to perfection. We'll do a little something. We'll show up for you. I'm not imagining our audience will be too big tonight. Like I said, in today's world, people find other shit to go listen to when you're 45 minutes behind. But yeah, we had an internet outage, windstorm, nothing we can do. I did decide, once it came back on, I did come back down here because I was going to have to come back down anyway and shut down all the scheduled streams and stuff. But then I thought, you know what? Fuck it. We got a couple stories. We got a couple things we can have some fun with. We didn't have a show last night. My daughter had a choir concert. So what are you going to do? Nigel Rhodes says someone else gave a membership, but they had to leave. Oh, no. Who else gave a membership? Toad Climbs Mountains. Gifted. It looks like he gifted 2 memberships. Well, thank you, buddy. I apologize for that. That's too bad. Well, look at you guys. Just knocking down memberships left and right. You're 86 away from 600. Aren't you the best? Redbird with $2 says, if you considered putting in a giant hamster wheel for those situations, you could definitely use the exercise. Oh, I thought I thought you were going to say that I could have Gordy run it. Oh, look, I just got a text from Spectrum. An outage is affecting your area, but you're online. You may have intermittent service until the issue is fully resolved. There you go, guys. So we're back, but this could be like, remember in the movie Armageddon where they got their comms link back up, but then it fucked up again? Like, we might have one of those situations. So thank you guys very much for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. We will get into some things. We'll hang out with the chat. Taste of Ashes says you'll make the money up by Friday. Oh, Jesus, we always do. Whenever this show takes an L, you guys always pick up the slack somewhere. So you guys are already just 75 away from this morning, so I appreciate that. I don't deserve it. I mean, I know it's not my fault that the internet went out. There's nothing I can do. But, you guys are very generous to throw anything at this program. Recunt $50? Recunt? I don't know what recunt means. Well, I guess it means to cunt again. Professor Tie-Dye with $1 says, you much feel good. That chat is as supportive as your sports bra. We hold you up no matter how lazy and late you are. I'm not lazy. I lifted and played basketball today, I'll have you know. God, people are really picky. Like, when I go to the gym, I'm 38, and a lot of these guys are like in their 20s and shit playing ball. And like, in jail where I was, I guess, the facilitator of fun, another black eye the piggy people had to take. And I would just go to the guys, hey, let's get a 2-on-2 game going. And boom, perfect, right? When you go to the actual gym and you're in a basketball situation, there's 5 of us in one court, and then there's one guy on court 2, and I call that guy over. I go, hey, let's run 3s. And this guy's in great shape, younger than I am, black, ready to go. And he's like, no, man, no, I ain't ready. I ain't ready yet. I gotta get warmed up. I'm not loose. And I'm like, I'm 38. I'm never getting loose again. This is like, my lower back just mildly hurts the entire time I'm playing basketball. That's just something that happens now. And this guy who's like, doing crossovers and step backs and shit, he's like, I'm not loose. I'm not ready yet. I'm like, well, fuck me. So, like, I shot around for another probably 10, 15 minutes. That guy never got loose. We never played a 3-on-3 today. What are you going to do? I did beat the Somalis 2 out of 3, but then again, my teammates were Somali last week. I don't know. Nigel Rhodes says younger doesn't mean talent or in shape. And also when you're in your 20s and you run threes, you're playing to win. And when you're my age, you're playing just so you can sweat and you can get some exercise and you can feel active. So I don't really give a shit if I lose. I mean, I want to win. It was like today's goal. I mean, if we lose, we lose, but I don't want to. But for them, I guess it really matters how good they look. They still got a shot, I guess, in their mind. Redbird with $2 says, why not get Starlink instead of cosmetic surgery? You think this is cosmetic surgery? You think I've got any cosmetic surgery going on here, Redbird? You out of your mind? By the way, Redbird moving up into third place now. Goddamn, Redbird. Wally World in fourth at 25, and Front Porch is in central booking with his 25. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you being here as I get my bearings as our internet comes back on, and you guys keep throwing money at me. I mean, I'm not going to make you stop doing that. Professor Tie-Dye with $1 says you didn't deny having a sports bra. So another win for the chat. It's not, I didn't think I had to deny the wearing a sports bra part. Nigel Rhodes says 38 is young. Well, God bless you, sir. God bless you for saying 38 is young. I still feel 25 most of the time. I still raise a little cane with the boys. Honky tonks and, honky tonks and pretty women. Man, I'm still right there with them, singing above the crowd and the noise. I can do. Sometimes I feel like Jesse James, just trying to make a name, knowing nothing's going to change who I am. I was a young troubadour when I wrote in on a song, and I'll be an old troubadour when I'm gone. Nigel Rhodes says, I was 40 and out-hiked a 20-year-old. Fucking good for you. Papa Shop says he didn't want to play your cracker ass. There's nothing worse than like a white guy being real technical and fundamental, making a shot or stopping a black guy who's like really athletic and fast. And he's, 3 crossovers, 2 step backs, 3 head fakes, and then clang. And then a white guy just boxing out and getting good position, jumping 8 inches in the air and going, oh, I got it. Clear out. It's so, like, watching a white guy play basketball well is, like, so slow and technical. Nobody wants to lose to a white guy. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Connor Swim, thank you for the $2. Well, yeah, because of me. I mean, you're more than welcome. And plus, most of those are probably fake. Let's be honest. Chat moves the same speed as our Rumble one does in the morning. Nigel Rhodes says, that's right. If you're in shape, then you might be in shape as if you were younger and a 25-year-old feel older and out of shape. Look, the guy I was talking to was not out of shape. That sounds gay. I should have found a better way to say that. That definitely sounded gay. All right, let's get into some stuff tonight. Thank you guys very much. Like I said, we're going to go on for another hour here. I don't expect a lot of people to be here. If you feel like being generous, oh my God, thank you so much. We had some internet issues here. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Throw a couple bucks our way, and we'll say, we've already had a nice night. You guys have already been pretty generous. I mean, you're giving us money before the show even started. Now I feel like an absolute fraud. Wait, Aaron, now you feel like a fraud? Shut up. Shut up. I did watch some of the Candace Owens show today because, she had that big meeting with Erica Kirk. I watched like 20, 25 minutes. I gave it a chance. It kind of seemed like a nothing burger. Then I lost the internet. So I don't really know if Candace broke any news, broke any ground. I certainly, while I was listening, I didn't hear it. So did she make peace with I didn't hear her say like she made peace with Erica Kirk. Now this says, so basically Candace folded. Let's take a look here. We've got a 53-second clip. A lot of people are going to be pissed if she says anything close to "I'm sorry."
They were sort of most upset with what obviously a bit of a fever pitch, when I tweeted that it was a godforsaken company and people should not give money to it. And I have to own that. That's aggressive. That is actually aggressive in the retrospect. I was very frustrated.
Wait, why? Yeah, whether or not this is really a fold, her audience is going to see that as a fold. Why? If you think they're this evil machine that's trying to preach, genocidal Zionism to the world, and they blackmailed your friend and wouldn't let him say certain things on stage, and you think that they're not being forthcoming about everything, no, people I'll say it right now, people shouldn't donate their money to Turning Point USA. Should donate it to Steel Toe USA. No, you shouldn't give your money to Turning Point USA. They're a very manipulative. They're hijacking the conservative movement like William F. Buckley did. They're gatekeeping. They're telling you what you can and can't say. And if you make really good points that go against them, they just call you a name. If anything, they're kind of the lefties they rail against. It's not the free speech mecca that they claimed it was under Charlie Kirk. So, that was a little too much. That was too much, me saying don't send money to Turning Point USA. All right, I'll say it. Don't send money to Turning Point USA.
And I don't know. I felt like we weren't getting any answers, and there were so many lies. And then I was getting attacked for asking all meaningful questions that was within their capacity to answer. And I've told you, I definitely, my problem in life is that I can rise to anger very quickly. I shared with them that I really felt like I was under attack for telling the truth from the very beginning, like casually when I mentioned the Catholicism thing. Like, what was that about? I was like, look, I say something in a tribute to him. Alex Clark and Andrew Colvett then jump onto a podcast and they're doing that weird interview, which is clearly.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of sounds like, not that she backed down, but it kind of sounds like, yeah, people are saying, I'm just looking at what people are saying about it. Candace Owens has bent the knee to Erica Kirk and her chat is in full revolt. Nick Fuentes tweeted, Candace Owens is done. What a letdown. I'm not seeing a lot of people. She did hit 300,000 people, by the way. That's amazing. That's really good. But I don't see a lot of clips of Candace. Candace Owens said today that she thinks it's possible that Tyler Robinson is the shooter and that the full evidence probably exists. Back down on Turning Point USA threats and implications. Dropped the military man insane story. Chat roasting her as a sellout the entire time. Yeah, she joked that she didn't drink any water while she was there. Yeah, look, I don't know if she backed down, but she certainly didn't continue. She didn't stay on the attack. Candace wasn't lying. Candace did say that Erica Kirk confirmed Charlie did text Andrew Colvett that they were going to kill him the night before he was murdered. Although she said on her show, I did see this part, that she said leftists. He said leftists were going to kill him, not Jews. So I said she didn't drink the water. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of clips out of this. I'm not seeing a lot. So I think that Candace Owens fans probably wanted her to go ape shit and go nuts and say, like, fuck Erica Kirk, fuck Turning Point. They lied to me the entire time. It sounds like Erica Kirk shared some things. Candace Owens shared some things. She did say that what we know publicly is what Turning Point USA knows about Charlie's murder and Tyler Robinson and the whole process, that they won't know more for months. Look, I mean, here's the problem. When, it's not a movie. It's not a TV show where you have professional writers trying to keep things exciting. It's real life, and sometimes real life gets boring. It doesn't keep ratcheting up, even though that's what the internet wants. Two people met. Anytime you meet someone in real life, you talk a lot less shit than you do when they're not in front of you. And when you see someone in front of you and you have to say shit to them, it humanizes them and it makes it a little tougher for you to go like full on 100 like Candace has. And then now you have to walk this tightrope of, I was a certain way in the meeting. Now, if I'm another way on the air, am I a big phony baloney with a pony named Tony? You run that risk. So I don't think there's anything Candace could have done short of like motherfucking turning point to the end of the earth that would have made her fans happy. So she might have been cooked the minute she took that meeting. Thank you to TDR Shit Show with $2, says just tuned in. So I know this is completely off topic. Oh, God, don't worry about being off topic tonight. This is not a typical show. We're just going to talk about a few things for an hour and then head out. I just feel like we had internet problems. There was an outage in the area. It came back on at about 7:15. We came on right away. We're going to do a show, sort of, but if you're generous enough to give us money, you can change the subject tonight. Thank you. TDR Shit Show says, if Oz is back on the schedule, yes, Thursday mornings, Oz is going to be our co-host. That's because you guys have been so generous. You've put us in a great position. The extra revenue we've been making on Rumble, holy shit, has allowed us to expand a little bit. Baba Shab says she's basically saying the same thing. Yeah. I think so. I think she's been, and I think what her audience wanted was this to be the next stepping stone to her going off more. Phil Herslit says, is Johnny off the schedule? No, Johnny is not off the schedule. Johnny is still on the schedule, and he will be here tomorrow. So we're going to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Johnny, and then Thursday, Oz. And then Friday, of course, we'll do Rumble Friday. Thank you guys very much for your contributions. Also, thank you very much for purchasing items off the Steel Toe shop. I know we don't promote that a lot on the show, but you guys are still doing that, and I appreciate it on Streamlabs. You go to streamlabs.com, go to the Steel Toe store. There you go. Joey Caravello with $2 says, Aaron, would you ever watch a rugby game? Do you think I can get you into the sport? I have watched rugby, like when I was a kid and like I'd stay home from school and there wasn't much on ESPN. Sometimes there would be rugby on. I would watch it. It's kind of just gay white football, like with more gayness. I don't know. Sam Show says, take him the fuck off the schedule. I'm not taking Johnny off the schedule. Thank you very much. All right, guys, thank you very much for those contributions. Like I said, anything that comes in tonight, we'll just use it to balance out what we missed this morning. So 70 more, and we're back to perfect for the week. Thank you very much for that. Speaking of money, I don't understand this thing podcasters have against doing ads or doing reads. This was a big thing I couldn't get. I couldn't, hook up on with Red Bar on. This idea that these podcasters have any sort of integrity. Like Red Bar would be like, I don't do ads because I have integrity. Then he'd sing a song about like effing and killing Sam Tripoli's kids. It's like, shut the fuck up, you dumb Jew. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, maybe it's because I come from actual real broadcasting. I'm a professional, but ads and reads are just part of the deal. Now, I think you should enjoy, know about, or be able to defend anybody you promote, but taking money to do ads, shut the fuck up. Like children, it's a child's mentality to say, I don't do ads. Well, then you're fucking dumb. I don't know what to tell you. Nick Fuentes was on his show last night, and he was asking his audience if he should take $1 million to do reads for a gold company. Yes, you shouldn't even say it out loud, whether you take the $1 million, you promote the gold thing. Go ahead. Take the $1 million, do the reads about gold. People can decide if they want to buy gold or not. And then you have $1 million. You can do with it what you want. If you really feel like it's blood money, put it into your set or something. But this is Nick Fuentes struggling with the idea of doing $1 million read. As a guy who will take $50 to do one read, fuck you.
Serious.
Deedle Shrimp sent $100. Take the gold adrev. Physical gold.
Hey, every time I watch Nick Fuentes, there's somebody, $100, $100. I wonder what that feels like. I watch Candace Owens, and it's just hundreds. Just red. I don't even know what the color red looks like anymore. I don't know, like 20 gifted memberships or $100. Red, what does that red mean? Is that something sinister? I have no goddamn idea. What I meant to say is congratulations, Nick, on all your success.
Ownership is the true escape hatch to our debt collapse planned long ago. IMO. Google and other thoughts use a gold form. The original Q allegedly got a Rothschild.
Yeah, should I? Thank you for the big super chat. I got offered a gold sponsorship. Should I take it?
Yes. Don't be a fucking infant. Take the gold sponsorship. I mean, if it's over $50, take the gold advertisement.
It would be like $1 million. Should I take $1 million to plug gold?
Here's my attitude. People like Red Bar are like, I don't do any ads. If you get offered $1 million, I'm not saying Red Bar ever did, but if you get offered $1 million to do gold and you say no, every working class person who watches your show, you're slapping them in the face. For every person who goes to work and breaks their back to make ends meet, you get offered $1 million and you have the audacity to say no. Now, if they were asking you to do reads for like the state of Israel, if you really did have a moral objection to it, absolutely. But like if I brush my teeth with Crest and Colgate offers me $1 million to tell people, brush your teeth with Colgate, I ain't hurting anybody. Not only will I take the $1 million and promote the shit out of Colgate, I'll start brushing my teeth with Colgate. Although if you had as many fillings and shit as I do, you wouldn't want me endorsing your toothpaste. I'm the weak enamel kid. But this hemming and hawing and trying to look humble and I don't know, do I take it? I don't. If it's $1 million and you haven't taken it already, you're a fool.
I mean, I don't know. I've never done sponsorships on the show.
You don't get to be the guy who bitches in every interview you do. I can't do banking. I can't do this. I'm canceled from this. And then go, but I'm turning down $1 million from a gold company.
I only sell my own products, but that's a lot of money. And it's like, it's gold. It's not like I'm selling a razor or a fucking underwear.
Why wouldn't you sell razor or an underwear for $1 million? And also, let's be really honest about it. Nick's probably never getting married and having kids. So $1 million for just a single guy goes a long way. You can get close to quitting on $1 million. Let's say you can turn that. Let's say you can grab yourself 8% on that $1 million in investments every year. I mean, fuck. Could live off the interest as a single guy.
Like Don Doyle, I mean, it's gold. Like everyone knows about gold. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Should I take the $1 million? It's a lot of money. I mean, hey, I never took a sponsorship, but that's a lot of money. It's $1 million. That's a lot of security for your boy.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's saying yes.
Yeah, because they're not retarded.
I'm glad we came to this agreement.
Look at Nick. He becomes instinctively. What is it about $1 million that turns everyone into the happy merchant? Everyone turns Jewish as soon as you offer them $1 million. Oh, I don't know. Oh, shit. What am I doing? We all just get very Yiddish the moment.
I'll let him know. We're going to sell gold now. Now, I'm glad to hear it. Everyone's totally okay with it. So if I decide to take them up on it, you'll all be, I don't know. I haven't made a decision yet.
Yes, you have.
We'll see. But I'm considering it. I'm soliciting feedback. It's gold. It's not like I'm putting you on.
Right.
No one was buying gold until Nick Fuentes told them to, you know?
The only reason he should say no is if he goes, how about 1.2? Oh, no, I'm sorry. How about 1.2? And then they'll give you 1.05. You made an extra 50 grand. Give the kid, pay that man his money. Lance with $5. Thank you very much. Says, would you ever consider scaling it back on Johnny's days? Maybe just Monday through Wednesday. I feel like Most tune in for you, not a week packed with co-hosts. Well, Johnny's already 7 to 10. He's doing 3 hours a day. TDR Shit Show with $5 says nothing wrong with Johnny's performance on the show, just performance with his legs. Fuck the Johnny haters. By the way, haven't received my merch yet. Been a couple weeks, nothing in the mail. Well, it should be there by now. I'll check on your order. That is not regular. You should, I'll see if it came back. If it came back, I'll hook you up again, buddy. Don't you worry about it. TDR Shit Show. I did hear back from 4 other people who got their stuff. So, yeah, yours should be there. You would be our last holdout, I believe. Thank you guys for those $5. I appreciate it. Like I said, since we had our issue with the internet, we're not asking you guys for goals or anything like that. You want to throw in enough where we can make up this morning's $90 miss? I'm happy with that. I appreciate that. We're 65 away from that now. So just keep gifting those memberships. Thank you. Roots Calhoun says, get rid of that fucking anchor, preferably somewhere deep. Sam Show says, would you consider dropping Johnny from a height of 75 feet or higher instead? How is that nice? Huh? How is that nice? Hey, for a show where, we were unannounced and we weren't planning on doing one and the internet went out and all that shit. 200 people being here is pretty sweet. Thank you guys very much. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Here, let's do this too. I love these. Rumble Premium likes them too. Still scrambling for a Christmas gift while many shipping deadlines have already passed? Here's your lifeline. Chicago Steak Company. Head to mychicagosteak.com/rumble, code rumble. They're still shipping for Christmas, and shipping is free. Hurry, though. Slots are filling up fast. Gift your loved ones the top 2% of beef in America. USDA, prime, and premium Angus, hand-cut by master butchers. Marbling so good it hits a hot pan and fills the whole house. That buttery meat goodness. You know the one. Spend $229, and they'll throw in 6 free ribeyes, plus free shipping. $240 in premium steak on the house. Your gift shows up in a black and gold box packed with dry ice. They crack it open, vapor rolls out, instant Christmas morning feel. Skip the sweater. Give them something they'll actually remember. mychicagosteak.com/rumble, code rumble, RUMBLE. mychicagosteak.com/rumble, code rumble. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your being here. You guys are the best, most fun people in the entire world. All right, let's talk about the Howard Stern thing. I feel like I haven't given you guys a lot to bitch about tonight. So why don't we give you something to bitch about? Howard Stern apparently renewed his contract with SiriusXM. There was that totally wacky, funny bit he did with Andy Cohen not too long ago, where Howard Stern wasn't coming back. Howard's retiring. Oh, guys, he just brought his gay Jewish friend on to do a bit. We all remember that Howard from 2000. Well, it looks like Howard is renewing. His contract has been extended for another 3 years, so he'll be 74 when this next contract runs out. Why not? I mean, they're probably, they've also lease out his back catalog. He'll make, $25-50 million a year. He's got too much pride. I don't think they released the terms of his deal anymore. The first one, everybody was singing about the $500 million over 5 years. And then I think his renewal was was the same deal. He was still making $100 million a year. And then the third one, which I think he's been there for 20 years. So the third contract, it went down to like 70 or 80, but they made the deal for his back catalog so he could spice that up. And now this last one, they didn't release the details of it because Howard wanted to save face. But, it's not necessarily Howard's fault. I mean, shit, he's 71 years old. A lot of his audience has kind of outgrown him. He's outgrown a lot of his audience. He's changed his show a whole lot. Howard's playing with house money. I mean, the minute he moved to SiriusXM, he was already the guy that changed the game. He was already on the Mount Rushmore of radio. And I think at Sirius, until Artie left, he still did really good radio. So everything he did after the age of 55, 60, house money. I mean, yeah, he's annoying and the COVID shit and his Trump hatred and all that. He got a little paranoid, got a little crazy, but old people do that. Old people go nuts. Imagine if someone you knew who was 71 years old had to have a radio show 3 times a week. They'd sound like an old coot, too. Howard is an old coot. That's why he sounds like one. So, I don't know. Howard's given me a lot of laughs over the years, so I'm not going to, sit here and bash the guy. Plus, you're 71 years old. People are like, why doesn't he walk away? 71 years old. A company asks you to show up 3 days a week, and they'll give you, let's be conservative, $25 million a year. Why not? What else are you going to do? I mean, the old saying, how much money is enough money? More. Somebody, everybody, Howard's got so much money. Howard's got hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. Howard's doing so. Why wouldn't he just retire? Why? He doesn't need to work. No, but if someone's going to throw $25 million at you every year, take it. Why not? Especially when you have children. They could always use more. You're building generational wealth so your great-grandkids won't have to work. It's kind of neat. So, yeah, re-up 3 more years. It's SiriusXM. It's a dying technology and a dying company anyway. If they're willing to throw the money at you, take it. Plus, Howard Stern is one of the very few name draws that brings in any money around that place. I mean, I'm sure Howard's still got, even if Howard's got 500,000 listeners, even if it's down that far, what's a SiriusXM subscription? Let's say, I'm going to say $12. I have no idea, but $6 million a month. Let's say there's some kind of package deal. We'll go 10 months. So that's $60 million a year Howard probably still draws in, not to mention advertising revenue he probably brings in. If they're paying Howard $50 million a year, he's probably still drawing money for the company. And there aren't many people on SiriusXM who are drawing money for the company. Maybe Megyn Kelly. But Howard Stern, one of the few guys that still is. So makes sense for Sirius, makes sense for Howard. I know everybody wants to trash the shit out of him. The extent now, a lot of people say like, oh my God, $100 million a year. That was a crazy contract he got. I believe the deal they made was with Howard's corporation. So like $100 million was not Howard takes $100 million, puts it in his pocket. I mean, that he's got to pay, everybody on staff, Robin, Fred, Gary, Sal, Richard, everybody, all the news people. And I know the staff isn't as big as it used to be. He's got to pay all those people with that money too. So it's not like Howard ever just, W-2'd for $100 million. Well, even in the best days of Sirius. He admitted, quote, I do like my days off. You know me. I'm never bored. I'm busy every minute. I need me time. I've never had me time. I've been working my whole life. Never really having a personal life. I thought maybe at this point in my life I could have some free time. It would be sad, but exciting for me. I was really torn up. I still do love being on the radio. I think the show is better than ever. I mean, you got to say that. I get it. Stern shared his schedule will include summers off and limited trips to SiriusXM's New York City studios, offering him plenty of flexibility. At the end of the extension, Stern will have been on SiriusXM radio for 22 years. 22 years. So he was on terrestrial from like 77 to 04. That would be 27 years. So 27 on terrestrial, 22 on SiriusXM, damn near 50 years in radio. I mean, look, you can hate his show now. You can think he sucks, whatever. But you can't take that away from the guy. That's pretty amazing. So good for Howard. Take the money, do your show. Mick Tingelhoff says, was his show really funnier than Opie and Anthony? Oh, God, yeah. If you're old enough to remember, it wasn't even close. Howard was, his show, is Howard funnier himself? No. But the Howard Stern show, the way they put it together, Opie and Anthony did an imitation of the Howard Stern show. They put really funny stand-up comedians on. That's about what they added to the formula. But they did Howard Stern. They grew up listening to Howard Stern. There is no Opie and Anthony if there's no Howard Stern. Howard paved the way. So, yeah, those of you who are old enough to know the Howard Stern show in its prime, not only funnier than Opie and Anthony, but more interesting to listen to, too. And I think both shows were great. I think both shows were awesome, but goddamn, Howard in his prime, he fucking cooked. And at a time where you couldn't say shit. Like, the time Howard Stern was doing this stuff, it was like even before WWE was, doing Stone Cold and drinking beers and having titties out and stuff, Howard was saying shit on radio where you'd look at each other and go, I don't think you can say that. I mean, he paved the way. Case Ferry Ialto says Stern greater than O&A for sure. And there's, by the way, I don't think either of the Opie and Anthony guys would be like, oh, God, I'm upset that you would say that Howard would. No, they would admit it too. Taste Fairy Ialto says Tom Bernard in their prime was the funniest. I mean, it wasn't a bad show here locally, but Hobo says Aaron has tasteful nudes of Howard Stern. I don't have tasteful nudes of Howard Stern. All right, guys, throw in a couple of bucks, throw in a couple of memberships, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. You guys have gotten over 200 of you here to watch a show that was 45 minutes late and is doing no goals or anything like that. Goddamn, man, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Keep going, keep throwing, and there's no official goal, but what I would like to do by the end of this little rant here is I would like to knock out our shortage from this morning, if that's a fair thing to do. Let's do this. Minnesota. I'm not trying to not have to like hide Minnesota's embarrassment from the country. It's fine. We are who we are. I'd rather you hear it from me than hear it from somebody else. But Minnesota is fucking embarrassing. This is the Minneapolis police chief, Brian O'Hara. Now, this is supposed to be the top law enforcement guy in the city of Minneapolis. This is the same guy who, when the Somali fraud stuff happened and the federal government said, we're sending ICE to your city to figure out what the fuck's going on with your Somali community because there's trouble afoot. Brian O'Hara was the one who was like, we stand by our Somali community, and if you see ICE anywhere, you call us, and we'll give them a what for. And it's like, way to uphold the law, dildo. Well, this cuck is now trying to compare Somali immigrants to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I hope this doesn't make you too mad. I meant to present this to you guys as something kind of wild and funny and silly and stupid, and we could all make fun of him. I just realized right now, before I hit play, this could piss a lot of people off. This is Brian O'Hara, the police chief of Minneapolis.
It's especially personal to me, having been raised a Catholic, to be in a Christian church this morning as we are approaching Christmas.
All right, then I have an idea. Let's have all the Somalis convert to Christianity. Let's have them turn in everybody they know who's committing fraud. Have them turn in everybody they know who's here illegally. They all convert to Christianity. We'll call it a win, and they can stay. They got to get a job, and they got to get off welfare. That's the other thing.
And I cannot help but think of what is happening in our city today and how that echoes with how outsiders have been treated for thousands of years.
Don't you do it, you piece of shit. Don't you I know. If you know where this guy's going to go with this.
How Mary and Joseph themselves were considered outsiders.
You've got to be shitting in my mouth.
Barn. That's what we're...
Should we force Somalis to stay in a barn? Is that what you'd like? I'm not following the comparison here. I mean, chances are the state's going to be paying for the barn anyway. They'd find a way to take over the barn and sell it to somebody else without owning it.
Getting ready to commemorate as Christians around the world, while all of this fear is happening right here in our town.
It's not fear. We're not afraid of Somalis. The community is committing shitloads of fraud and robbing the taxpayers. And the worst part is they're sending it to Somalia. 33% of Somalia's economy is people here sending our money back. And when over half of Somalis are on welfare and 33% of Somali's economy is Somalis sending money back, you do the math on that. There's a sizable chunk of Somalia's economy that is supported by our tax dollars. So, yeah, no, that's not fear. We're not afraid of them. I mean, unless they're on the road turning into my lane. Unless they're holding me up in the left lane. I guess I don't really give a shit. But, like, it ain't fear, dude. I hate when they do that, when they're like, oh, you guys are afraid. Not in the least. I'm pissed. I wish this, they want to make it a race thing. It's a simple math equation. They cost more to have here than they produce and contribute to the economy. It ain't a white thing. It ain't a black thing. It ain't an African thing. It ain't a Muslim thing. It's a math thing. The numbers don't add up. You see, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster. For you, it's sacrifice. My Lost Interest says the police chief 100% boned a Somali chick. That could be. That could be true. Chevy fan doing a parody of a steel toe hater goes, Aaron's on welfare and he sold his couch for gas money. That is a funny I think Chevy fan's doing an impression of the average steel toe hater. It's so easy to trigger them. I can get rid of one of my couches. Imagine when I start getting rid of my boots and I really start decluttering shit. Oh my God, I think they're going to lose their mind. I think they might actually lose their shit if I do that. $60. That's our miss from this morning. Thank you guys very much for knocking that down. 208 of you checking out this smaller show that we've decided to do for you tonight. If you want to throw us a couple of bucks, I wouldn't mind making it worth the while, as you already have. Keep that going. Let's get kind of gross. Let's drop in those huge anonymous fake donos. I love those. Those are my favorite. Let's get I think in the next half hour, we can get these 3 stories in. And then we'll say goodbye. We had to get something on the record tonight. That was my thought. Abel Graham says, that couch was for me, Aaron. You promised. Did I? Did I promise you the couch? It's a couch and a sofa, but it's already spoken for. Somebody's already coming to get it. I'm really sorry. Really sorry. I know some of you love me so much that you just wanted to be close to it, but somebody else needed it. All right. This is, speaking of saving money, I wish I could be like this. Like, there are some people who are like so penny pincher. They're like, $3 adds up. And I've never been one of those people. And those people are so much smarter and so much wealthier and so much richer than other people. Like, don't be surprised if someone you see in your neighborhood where you're like, oh my God, that looks like shit and that's low class and that's low price and this and that. Don't be surprised if those people have infinite funds in their bank account compared to the rest of us. The people who pinch pennies and have shit that's cheap, a lot of the time have a lot of expendable income. I've never been able to do that. I've never been able to look at like mildly inconveniencing myself for like $5 a month. But there are people who do it, and the old saying, it adds up. Every, a penny saved is a penny earned. We kind of got to learn that. We got to teach our kids that, because we have this really shitty attitude about money where we're like, we have this idea like keeping up with the Joneses. Why do you have that brand of that clothing on? You should have this brand of clothing. It's like, you know what they should make cool? Hand-me-downs. That should be cool. Secondhand. That should be cool. Cut rates on subscriptions, getting rid of streaming services you don't need, buying a used car and paying cash, fixing things instead of replacing them. That's what we should make hip. That's what we should make cool. That should be pop culture. But that doesn't work for the advertising industry. It doesn't work for all these, giant corporations. You got to keep up with the Joneses. So you spend all your disposable income on shit that ultimately doesn't matter. Meanwhile, your neighbor who wants to hunt his own food and do shit like that, he's doing a lot better than everybody. Sure, he's not going to be on a commercial. Sure, nobody's going to look at him and go, you're cool. He doesn't give a fuck. We got to make that guy rad, that guy cool. This lady lives somewhere here in the Midwest, and she has bailed on refrigerators and freezers. She says that a refrigerator and freezer cost her $3 a month to run. Now, this is something I could never do. Now, in the wintertime in Minnesota, could you use the outdoors? Could you use your front porch as a refrigerator? I mean, ask anybody who lives in Minnesota during the holiday season right now. A lot of people, when they have a lot of people coming over, will put drinks out on the front porch because they don't have any room left in the fridge, and it'll get nice and cold. You know, a lot of times the beer will be out on the front porch. That's how we roll here. But this person decided they're going to use the outdoors as their fridge and save $3 a month, and people are making fun of them for it. I wish I could do this.
Here's my refrigerator and freezer. In the wintertime, I cut off my refrigerator, save me as much as electricity as I can. Here we have our meats at the top of the freezer, and I have my condiments and partially some of my meats on the bottom, which is considered as a refrigerator. And here
it is hilarious that she thinks putting it in a different cardboard box and putting snow on top of it and inside of it makes it a freezer. That is adorable. The refrigerator part works, but man, unless it's going to be like 0, I don't know how efficient of a freezer that's going to be. I know that under 32 is freezing, but you understand that a lot of freezers don't run at 30 degrees.
Here's my milk. I just come out here and get anything I need. Thank me later for this brilliant idea of saving electricity.
Again, I don't think a refrigerator and freezer costs you all that much money, but I don't think we should make fun of this person because they're on the right track. Yes, this might be a little extreme, but I think we should salute this extreme more than we salute going out and buying the next name brand thing. I can tell you a lot of things I've bought that have been like name brand that I've regretted buying. I can't tell you anything I've not bought or anything I've penny pinched on that I've regretted. I don't think. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, that ugly, gay fucking Las Vegas shirt, that leather jacket that I have, I regret buying those. I spent way too much fucking money on those. That's a lot of games of craps that I spent on those items. But I don't regret cutting my Hulu back and getting rid of Hulu Live outside of the football season. I don't regret that a bit. Joey Caravello with $2 says, what do you do if Johnny accidentally sent you a video of himself masturbating that he meant to send a digger? Try to forget as quickly as possible. If I can stomach it, to give him some tips. No. Rusty Grammar with $2 says, hell yeah, Aaron, shortcutting the Jew scheme is based as fuck. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Like, if you're anti-Semitic, it works twice. You don't have to give Jew companies more of your money. So if I can't get you with the frugality, if I can't get you with the financial wisdom in that idea, can I appeal to your anti-Semitism real quick? That would be nice. Someone says, or put your items in an unheated garage. Jelly Frittaspelli says $5 a month. Imagine that after a year. I mean, it's $60. $60 he didn't have before, though. 09 Canyon says vintage is just overpriced used, and people think it's cool. Yeah. Chevy fan says you hunt for food at the Quick Trip Roller Grill. Dick. What a dick. Baba Shab says she washes her chicken with Dawn dish soap. Yeah, there was that whole thing where black people were washing chicken with soap. Don't do that. 09 Canyon says we put the cold food and the drinks in the sun porch where it's cool. There you go. Phil Herslet says, is that Aaron's new fridge? Oh, that's another thing Steel Toe hate mobs are angry at me about, that I found a good deal on a fridge. Apparently that makes me the worst guy in the world. Why do they get so mad? I can't understand it. 09 Canyon says refrigerator only needs to be 40 degrees. Papa Shab says some black people have a Victorian era understanding of germs, and it's really funny. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. All right, guys, thank you very much for your contributions. Again, we had an internet outage tonight, so we're not doing it hasn't been a regular evening show. But if you guys want to help us knock down that 90 we missed by this morning, there's only 55 of it left. So click one of those links, gift a membership. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. So we may not have been able to have a full evening show tonight, but maybe we'll be able to catch up from this morning. That's really, really cool. Mick Foley's gone from the WWE, by the way. Apparently, Chris Benoit murdering his whole family, that was totally fine. Apparently, steroids killing wrestlers really young, that's super cool. Drug addiction, guys jumping off the top of cells, cutting years off their life, that's awesome. Vince McMahon basically sex trafficking a lady, that's based as fuck. But Donald Trump saying something mean about Rob Reiner, somehow WWE has to take the fall for that. Mick Foley made an announcement today where he said he was parting ways with the WWE. He's under a Legends contract. And his Legends contract was running out at the end of this year or the end of next year. And he's going to be done. That's the end. Basically, when you're on a Legends deal, they can ask you to make appearances and things like that. He's not doing it anymore. While I have been concerned about WWE's close relationship with Donald Trump for several months, especially in light of his administration's ongoing cruel and inhumane treatment of immigrants, and pretty much anyone who looks like an immigrant, oh, for Christ's sake, reading the president's incredibly cruel comments in the wake of Rob Reiner's death is the final straw for me. So, bombing Iran, bombing Syria, bombing the Houthis in Yemen, that's fucking rad. That's awesome. But tweeting, truth socialing something mean about a dead director, look, I caught shit from Trump fans because I thought what he said about Rob Reiner was shitty and awful and dark and not a nice thing to say. But it's just like the grandstanding on this after, you're involved in professional wrestling and all the things that WWE has done, and you're going to die on this hill. It just seems very showy. It seems very performative. I no longer wish to represent a company that coddles a man so seemingly void of compassion as he marches our country towards autocracy. Remember, this is a guy who fell on thumbtacks for a living. Last night, I informed WWE Talent Relations that I would not be making any appearances for the company as long as this man remains in office. It's, first of all, I don't think anybody's asking for Mick Foley. It's not an airport. You don't need to announce your departure. But also, this always happens whenever Trump does something stupid. People on the other side who hate him go so retarded on their end of things that it's like, oh, God, really, what am I supposed to do with this? I hate you both. Additionally, I will not be signing a new Legends deal when my current one expires in June. I love WWE. I will always treasure my time with them, and I am deeply appreciative for all the opportunities they afforded me. But in the words of Popeye the Sailor, I stands all I can stands and I can't stands no more. In fairness, he's got so much CTE that Popeye's the only cartoon he can follow. Well, I don't know if you were a big Mick Foley guy back in the day, but there he is now. He's bailing on WWE because of, again, what Trump said about Rob Reiner. Okay. My Lost Interest says, I wear my underwear until it has more holes than fabric. Attaboy. Chevy Fan says, I don't change my oil. I just drive it till it blows up. Then I steal a Hyundai or a Kia. Look, everybody has their ways of saving a couple bucks. Taste Fairy Iolto says it's probably from the brain damage. Maybe. Did you guys hear how Rob Reiner and his wife were killed? Apparently their son came in and he cut their throats while they were sleeping. Brutal. And I know it sounds creepier because I'm losing my voice again, so I'm saying it like a very, He went into their houses, and in the dead of night, he cut their throats whilst they were asleep. I don't mean for it to sound like that. If I could say it in a happier way, I would. Taste Fairy says, coincidentally, Mick might be the most brain-damaged wrestler ever. Might be fair. Riding Dirty Llama says, would Socko have compassion for the wrestlers back in Japan days that almost killed him and killed what his name is over there? Or killed what's his name over there? No, if you're thinking of Bruiser Brody, he was killed in Puerto Rico. That was not a WWE thing. That was an indie thing. Sam Show says they got into a fight at Conan O'Brien's house the night before. I heard that Rob Reiner's kid got in a fight with Bill Hader last weekend, too. It's an odds. The whole thing's just an odd story. MSO says, I thought he tied them up and forced them to listen to your show. That would make sense with how the money's been going the last day or so. That makes sense. That makes sense. By the way, throw a couple of bucks the Toes way. You guys have already been very nice tonight, and I do appreciate that. We're fixing to get out of here in a little bit. I would love to catch up from this morning. $2 from Loaded Wrench says, Edgar Allan Poe sound an ass. Hey, thank you for the $2. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, fuck it. It's Christmas season. Drop a Red Boy. Make us happy. This was great. So some woman decided to get mouthy at a bar and decided to be shitty to staff, shitty to customers. She was just belligerent in general. And, karma doesn't always come right away to people. Sometimes it takes a while. It takes years and years and years and years. Sometimes it happens immediately. And in this case, at a San Francisco restaurant, it happened immediately. A bartender said that a patron was verbally abrasive and difficult with staff when a drunk female customer attacked bar staff outside trendy San Francisco restaurant co-owned by celebrity chef Joey Altman. Let's watch her journey, shall we? Do you like to see mean, angry, drunk broads get their comeuppance?
All right, the dancers! All right, please, he's just fucking harassing me. Yeah, it's all of his lunch.
Please leave.
Tell me one more time.
Oh, God, I hope that's not the boyfriend or the husband. Oh, dude. He does look like the guy who would be the husband or the boyfriend of the lady who was overbearing and bitchy. Like he's henpecked. He can't control her. There's nothing he can do. She just goes off like this. He goes out with her every once in a while and goes, he just silently prays to himself, I hope she doesn't embarrass me this time. If she does, I can't do anything. She hits me.
I did not touch it.
Oh, he's a liar.
I just tried it out.
You can tell he's afraid to even tell her we have to go. He's afraid to go, honey, can we just leave? Let's just go. Honey, please, honey. And he's like really delicately touching her. If you're any kind of man, first of all, you're not with someone like this. But second of all, she pulls out that phone. She starts filming staff and being a bitch to them. You go, we're fucking leaving. I'm out of here. You can come with me or you can stay, but I'm gone. Oh, and then now we're hitting. Now we're hitting phones of people filming her being a bitch. So she can film everybody, but they can't. That makes sense. Oh, wow. Oh, Jesus. She gave him a Gunther chop. Somebody's got to drop this chick. I mean, she's really out of pocket. By the way, hey, again, boyfriend, don't worry. Just be a cuck. Don't do anything. Don't fucking step in. Don't try to help. Just watch her be an absolute terrorist. It's fine. Now I missed that because I must be a black person filming and they shook the camera. So there she chops the guy right there. So she hits him twice. Oh, that's what happened. Oh, we had ourselves a takedown, a nice STO by the server. Nice. She's a hero. I mean, it's going to cost her job. But she's a hero for doing that. Nobody else was trying to stop her. Bitch-made boyfriend wasn't doing anything. Nice move. I mean, you 100% cannot do that to a patron at work, no matter how shitty they're being. But take one for the team. Nice. You'll get a GoFundMe. Call her a racial slur. That really helps the donos. Wow, she got tackled, she got thrown to the ground, and she still won't stop. Oh, now they're grabbing the boyfriend. Good, this will serve you right for not doing anything, you dipshit.
Get out the way. Get out the way.
I like it. Oh, you know you're unanimously hated. You know, we don't even need to hear both sides of the story. When the entire bar erupts in applause when you leave, you know you were in the wrong. She won't quit, boy. Hi, I'm Negan. And I do not appreciate you making a mess in my bar.
She's smiling.
So now they're outside. She's still struggling. For what reason? I don't know. I don't know how she thinks this is going to end. I don't know why she doesn't just give up at this point, but she still thinks there's something to salvage.
Stop. Hey, let go right now. Let go.
Oh, she's white girling it. She's got hair. They always, God damn it, it's always the hair. Protect your hair around these women, man.
Let go right now. Let go.
I thought for a second that she pulled the wig off and it was a bald dude. I didn't realize that this person had their head down behind this person. Watch this again. It looks like she pulled a wig off and that came back.
Let go right now. Let go.
Here we go.
Let go right now. Let go.
Down they go.
Let go.
All of a sudden, oh my God, it's a bald dude.
Let go. No, let go right now, please.
You want me like this?
Yes, please let go. Please let go.
I'm not touching your boy.
Okay, stop.
I would really like to see something bad happen to her again before this video's over.
No, he's on his phone.
No.
Hey.
Yes! One last bad thing happened to her, and it was an old oopsie-daisy tripperoo. Nice.
I'm touching your boy.
Okay, stop.
No, he's on his phone.
No.
Hey.
Whoop! He puts his hands up like he didn't do anything. We got it on camera, dickhead. We're all on your side. Nice move, but don't do like the guy with 4 fouls in an NBA game. Stop it. I mean, in fairness, he solved the problem. Can we get that in slow motion, please?
No.
Hey.
Oh, beautiful. You hear a little girl, Frankie? You hear a little girl down there? Where's that fucking tough lady who told my friend to go stick this pen up his ass? bro, you're free. You can leave. You're free. He set you free with that trip. Get out of there.
Guys. No, stop, guys. No, Stop.
Did you say you're fuck? Is she telling her boyfriend that he's banned? Banned from what? Hopefully you.
Stop.
Whoa, I wouldn't. You don't look like a fighter, bro. No, buddy. This isn't the fight you pick. Yeah, no, dude. Coolest part of the video, right?
No.
Hey.
Boom! Watch that shit a million times.
Hey, stop. No.
I'm not even doing a show right now. I'm just watching this over and over. Oh, good night. That probably hurt a little bit. I was at a nice, like a pizza pub in San Francisco. They were at a nice little pizza place. Everyone's just trying to have a nice time. What does she do? Fuck it up for everybody. Fucks it up for everybody. But like I said, sometimes people never get their comeuppance at all. She got hers. Well, guys, I'm gonna head out of here. I appreciate you throwing us a few memberships and shit tonight. The internet didn't work. What can I tell you? Obviously, you know, it doesn't always go our way. I got to learn to shut the fuck up when things are going well and not tempt fate. Why don't you guys look? If we ended up 55 short for today, not bad. Seeing as I think at one point we were at 135. So do me a favor. Streamlabs PayPal. Click one of those links. I don't know. Just throw like 40 or 50 bucks in each of you, and we'll be fine. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, man.